Hi, this is Little Dwarf playing games while rumbling incoherently into a
I
microphone.
believe you'll find the sheriff in her office. Just go down the corridor.
Why? Well, just because I can, and I continue with Alan Wake blind. Now I'm here at the, I guess, police station? At first I assumed it's some kind of an office or a practice.
You're good to go, Mr. Wake. Sarah's probably waiting for a chance to talk to you.
For the doctor, but it's clearly the sheriff's office, and I guess she has called the doctor here, which explains why he's packing his bag, which incidentally seems to be full of
sheriff wanted to see you in her office.
Full of painkillers. Okay, let's snoop around the office.
I'm sorry you had to cut your morning fishing short for this, Doc.
Oh, she's a beauty, ain't she? Not the biggest I ever caught, if you can believe that coming from an old fisherman like me, but she's right up there. Now, she's a largemouth bass, which is what you're after if you prefer a lure. Now, if you want either trout or salmon, on the other hand, then it's fly fishing for you. You a fishing man, Mr. Wake? Oh, doesn't really matter, I suppose. But it can be very relaxing out there. You can't get me off the water this time of year. Closest thing to heaven.
I'll take your word for it, Doc.
Okay, anything interesting on the outside? Not really. Okay, kind of regret closing that, but I don't think there was anything on the whiteboard. Nothing here either. Okay, I guess I'm ready to go and meet the sheriff. Missing. Cat? Why does a cat have... why does it have like a black bar on its eyes? Missing. Have you seen this man? Disappeared. Identifying features. A knack for winning contests. Okay. Oops. That's not what I wanted to click. Have you seen this man? Missing. Richard Bro. Bruce Dansky, Jacob Miller, on a camping trip, overdue. Haven't been in contact. If you have seen them or know their whereabouts, call. Thank you. Okay. Sheriff. So I won't enter her office yet, because I want to explore the rest of the station, if possible. Oh, there's a newspaper or something? Ah, okay, I guess the read prompt was for this. It just works at a weird angle. Yeah, I was literally... because I guess it doesn't refer to the position of the camera, but to the position of Alan himself. Like, he's currently looking at it, even though I'm not.
Mr. Wake, the sheriff is waiting for you in her office down the corridor. That was Cynthia Weaver. I guess you can call her the town eccentric. She used to be the editor of the local newspaper, but she's focused on, other things these days.
She'd fit right in where I come from.
As you can see, she's a little obsessed with maintaining the light bulbs of the whole town, refuses to step on shadows, things like that. Back in her day, she wrote about all sorts of weird things in the paper. Bright Falls has a colorful history. Of course, what small town hasn't?
To be honest, given the so far development of the plot, she seems probably...
The sheriff wants to see you in her office, Mr. Wake.
Not as crazy as people assume. And in fact, she might be the best prepared to face whatever it is that we're facing.
Alice was missing. I needed help to find her. I wasn't ready to leave.
It's kind of hilarious how he is standing like in the middle of the door.
Alice was missing. I needed help to find her. I wasn't ready to leave.
He's not all the way out, and he's not all the way inside either.
Sheriff Breaker is waiting for you down the corridor in her office.
Okay, holding cells, parking lot. I can't go into the cells, which is reasonable. But it is a little unreasonable that they even allow me to, wander around as much as they do. Like, I doubt that would actually fly at a police station. Alice sees a shadow.
Alice looked through the viewfinder, lining up the shot. Cauldron Lake was breathtaking. Something caught her eye. A figure standing in the shadows behind the cabin, like a thin woman in a black dress. She lowered the camera and looked again. No one there. Just a collection of bushes that looked vaguely human-shaped. She shook her head and laughed.
Okay. And for sure they would not allow me to actually tamper with any equipment. Like, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's Mulligan here. I'm at Stucky's gas station with Thornton. There's no sign of him. Over.
Wait. Yeah, this is Thornton. Look, we've located the parade float. It's here. That's some good news, right? Stucky was supposed to be driving it at the rehearsals today. Over.
Oh, give me that. Mulligan here. Looks like someone really thrashed the garage. Over.
Okay, roger that, guys. Keep looking for Stucky. Jane's out.
Like,
You should go see the sheriff now, Mr. Wake. She's in her office.
hey, shut up! I've heard that the first time. I'm just, trying to explore every room. Sarah Baker, sheriff.
Come in, Mr. Wake. Your phone's on the desk. The battery was dead. It's charged now.
Okay, another whiteboard. Some
Your phone, Mr. Wake?
trash or something. A map. A bunch of
Make sure you
diplomas.
don't forget your phone.
Too blurry to read.
Have you started looking for my wife yet?
My men are already on it. Now, can you tell me what happened?
I'm not sure. I can't remember. We were arguing. I walked out of the cabin.
The cabin on Cauldron Lake?
How did you end up at Stucky's gas station?
I wanted to tell her what had happened last night, but I couldn't. She'd lock me up. Excuse me. I need to take this. Hello?
Alan, please help me.
Alice?
Stop talking to the law. You'll do exactly what I say if you ever want to see your wife again.
Who is this?
Go to the back lot. There's a hole in the fence on the left. Look inside the junker. I left a little something there to convince you we're all on the same page here. After you ditch the cops, you're gonna meet me in Elderwood National Park. There's a spot called Lover's Peak. Midnight. Don't do nothing stupid, pal. We're watching you.
Okay.
I need some fresh air. Can I go out? In the back, maybe?
Of course, Mr. Wake. I understand. You can get there through the cells. Deputy Grant can show you the way.
I'm sorry. All of this, it's just a lot to take in.
Take your time, Mr. Wake. I understand. Can I ask you what the call was about, Mr. Wake?
It's personal.
Well, we are looking for your wife, and I'm going to need your cooperation if I'm going to help you.
I need a moment, after I get some fresh air.
Okay. You can find me here. We'll talk when you feel up to it.
On one hand, I'm kind of weirded out by the fact that they don't consider what just happened to be more suspicious than they do, because it is pretty suspicious. Like, he stepped out, took a mysterious phone call, refuses to tell you what it's about, and then he says, he needs to suddenly leave, even though he hasn't told you anything. Like, that's kind of suspicious. But then again, I guess my perspective is clouded by the fact that I play a lot of video games, and in video games and in fiction in general, things are seldom inconsequential, because, you know, it's called the law of the conservation of details. If something happens in a story, then it's probably important, so you tend to ascribe a lot more importance to it than you would in real life. But I guess in real life is full of inconsequential details. Like, not everything is a plot, is what I mean, in real life.
Mr. Wake, can I help you with anything?
I need to get some air. The sheriff said I could go out back.
Of course, Mr. Wake. You can get there through the cell corridor. Just don't mind Walter in there. He's one of our regulars.
I thought he'd quit drinking for good.
Oh, no such luck. He went on a bender and beat Danny pretty badly. He started shouting like that the moment he woke up.
Wait. What was his name again?
Get to the back lot through that door and down the corridor, Mr. Wake.
Thanks.
Jack, or...
The parking lot is through that door and down the corridor. Pay no attention to Walter Snyder on your way.
Okay.
Okay, Walter, so it's not a reference to... It's not a reference to The Shining.
The door there and past the cells. The door at the end of the corridors leads to the back lot, Mr. Wake.
Because
thanks.
At first I assumed...
He sounds really bad.
I'll keep an eye on him. I think the only thing wrong with him is that he's a mean drunk.
Lights.
And there's no medicine
I don't like
for that.
the goddamn shadows in here. Hey! God damn it! I don't want to be alone in here. Hey!
At first I thought it was a reference to The Shining, you know, where Jack Torrance's son was named Danny, and Jack Torrance himself was an alcoholic, and he beat his...
Give me some light. Hey, mister! Hey, can you turn the lights on? The deputies, they don't understand. They won't listen to me. I need it to be bright in here.
Okay, why not? I can't put that TV on.
Hey, you! Can you help me? Can you... Thank you, man, thank you. Hey, you're alright. You're a good guy. Don't let anybody tell you different. You know, I shouldn't even be in here. The cops, they got it all wrong. See, sure, I beat him up, but I wasn't drunk. I mean, I wasn't drunk at the time. I only got drunk afterward. Okay, listen, you gotta listen carefully now. Here's the kicker. That wasn't Danny. No, sir. It only looked like him. You wanna know who it really was? I'll tell you who it really was. It was a goddamn space alien! I know it sounds like something that a drunk would say, but believe me, I wasn't drunk then.
Okay, is that all?
I told him, oh yeah, well I don't hear we're on your feet.
Okay, I think he has told me everything. Again, this is a little bit of a ridiculous situation, because I really, like, I've never been to, I've never even visited, like, a jail or something, so I don't know the exact procedures, but I'm pretty sure if you were to visit, you know, a sheriff's station, they wouldn't let you just stroll through the cell block unsupervised, especially, like, if you were to meet one of the people in there, then I guess that might have been different, but still, there would be a guard, there would be a policeman accompanying you, most likely, and they wouldn't just let you go through it. Like, it's kind of ridiculous that they, even if Alan Wake said that he needs fresh air, why wouldn't he just step? Well, obviously, I know why he personally doesn't do it now, but I mean, from the perspective of the sheriff, why wouldn't he just go over here?
I couldn't go anywhere yet. I had to play along with the caller. Alice's life was at stake.
Actually, I wonder if he will say anything if I turn off the light again.
Oh, why'd you do that for? You're with them, aren't you? You're those space aliens! You think you got me right where you want? Well, you just wait! You just wait!
Okay. Okay, let's finally go up. Ah, okay, there's another page from the manuscript there. Dark presence in the diner.
In spite of its human mask, to describe the dark presence as intelligent would have implied human qualities on something decidedly inhuman. Nonetheless, it found the one spot in the diner that was dark enough. Some light spilled into the corridor, ravaging it. But it took the pain. Horrible as it was, the writer would soon fix that. He would be coming to the one place where it still had power.
So will I return to the diner? And will there be the Taken in the bathroom?
The early morning light hurt my eyes and made my head ache. The man on the phone had said, go through the fence on the left.
Okay, so over there. But first, I want to check the other places. Just to be sure I didn't miss anything.
The caller had told me to find a hole in the fence behind the police station. There was something for me in an abandoned car.
Well, folks, it's been another long night, and it's about time for me to sign off for a while. God knows I need my beauty sleep. Just one more item before I go. It's been a busy night for the sheriff's department. We've had a few broken windows, even a report of shots fired on Main Street. Deputies Mulligan and Thornton had to deal with two intoxicated young men who were celebrating the completion of their Deer Fest float. Now, folks, we get this every year. I know it's exciting, the big day's almost here, but let's save it for the party and leave the gunplay for the shooting competition, huh? There's no point in getting all worked up yet.
Okay. There's an ambulance as well. Okay, so this is the old car. I can't go inside. Reserved for town employees. Okay, I don't think there's anything important there. Oh, that on the other hand was quite an impressive kick. Wake at Lover's Peak.
The kidnapper fired his gun one last time, and the shadow vanished into the darkness it had come from. See? Nothing to it, Wake. The thought of Alice in his hands was revolting. We stood on the wooden platform of Lover's Peak, the waterfall on the mountain behind us, the lights of the radio mast blinking red in the heights above. I fought with the urge to take a swing, force myself to speak. Let's cut the act now. Where's my wife?
Okay.
Alice's driver's license had been placed on the front seat. The caller meant business.
Barry?
Ow! Thank God! Where the hell have you been? I've been trying to reach you for a week, you and Alice. I've been worried sick. I flew out yesterday. I'm here in Bright Falls.
Barry, listen to me. I'm at the sheriff's station. Come and get me. I can't talk now.
Al, what the hell is going on?
I had to get the sheriff to let me go. I needed to get to Elderwood National Park to meet Alice's kidnappers.
Okay, I'm kind of annoyed by the presence of this ladder because it's almost like mocking me with my inability to climb it. Maybe I will return to it later.
The writer is a light that reveals the world of his story from darkness, shapes it from nothingness. The way a sculptor carves a statue from a block of granite. If I stop, the world I'm making dies. Darkness will reclaim it. It's a long, hard journey into the dark. Alice's life is at stake, but I can't think about that, or I'll lose it. The dread lingers at the edge of perception. I'll push on. Anything is possible here. I'll write the story. I'll save her.
Okay, once again, I've seen myself in the TV writing the story I'm currently living through, which seems to cause a bit of a loop, if you ask me, but maybe that's exactly the point.
Marvelous, Sarah. I just wanted to settle all the damage the Anderson brothers might have inadvertently caused on their recent and...
Are you feeling any better, Mr. Wake?
I'd like to leave. Am I free to go?
Well, we still need to talk about...
Am I under arrest?
No, of course not. But I need to know where you'll be staying so I can get in touch with you.
I'd avoid the motel. The Majestic is known for its roaches. The cabins at Elderwood are pretty nice, though.
That sounds perfect.
I'm Dr. Emil Hartman. I'd like to invite you to stay at Cauldron Lake Lodge.
Did you talk to my wife?
I had the pleasure of discussing your situation with her on several occasions.
Did you set something up with her?
I invited her here. My clinic is a place where...
Oh, hey! Oh, my! Take it easy.
Hey, nobody move! Get your hands off of my client!
Who are you?
I'm Barry Wheeler, his agent. If you have business with Mr. Wake, you talk to me. You yokels won't know what hit you once I sick my lawyers on your asses.
No harm done, Sarah. I'm all right. I don't want to press charges. Mr. Wake, my offer still stands.
Get me out of here.
What the hell was that about, Al? We don't need a replay of that thing with the paparazzi. I thought they were gonna lock you up.
I had to talk to someone. I told Barry everything. He thought I was certifiable, but when he heard about the manuscript, I had him. The fact that I'd written something, even if I couldn't remember it, was enough for him. He smelled money. And he believed that Alice had been kidnapped. Anything beyond that was another story. I had a midnight appointment with the kidnapper in a place called Lover's Peak, somewhere in Elderwood National Park. The plan was to rent a cabin.
I don't like it, Al. I don't like any of it. It's not good. In fact, it's the absolute opposite of good.
Mr. Wake! Barry, you found him!
Hi, Rose.
Oh, wow. I was just thinking about you, too.
Great.
I was just bringing Rusty some coffee. He's on the balcony, looking after Max. Poor thing. I really need to go. Great to see you again, Mr. Wake. Later!
Who's Max?
What an airhead.
Jeez, Mr. Takes a swing at everybody. This is not her fault. She's a very nice girl and, more importantly, a fan. She even has a fan site dedicated to you. And she was very helpful when I was looking for you. Seriously, Al, what you were saying in the car? Just listen to yourself. What, you shot a guy and his body just disappeared? When was the last time you slept? What, are you high? Have you been drinking?
No! Look, Barry, I'm missing a week. And someone's got Alice.
Do
and
you
everything's
understand what it sounds like when you say stuff like that? Don't get me wrong, it's a good story, could be a bestseller. But when you start confusing fiction with reality, you're buying yourself a ticket to the funny farm.
Wait here.
To be honest, Alan Wake did not present his case to the police with the best like his way of handling things was really not the best. Like, I understand he might not have wanted to tell them everything for whatever reason. Well, chief of them being the fact that the kidnapper actually called him and tried to dissuade him from that. But still, punching that guy, the doctor, and then storming off without telling the police anything, like, that's mightily suspicious, to be honest. Like, his wife disappeared, and he said to the sheriff that they had a fight just before that, and now he refuses to cooperate. So, you know, if you add 2 and 2 together, where does it lead you? Like, I wouldn't be surprised if it won't be long in the game before the police actually assume that it was Alan Wake himself who killed his wife and is now trying to hide it.
I'd come here to rent a cabin where I could wait till midnight.
Okay, some animal trophies, some souvenirs and stuff, mammoths. The skeleton of a Colombian mammoth. This specimen, estimated to be 14,000 years old, was recovered from the La Brea tar pits in 1981. It was donated to the Elderwood National Park in 1998, when the Colombian mammoth became Washington's state fossil. What? What does it mean, state fossil? Like, does every state in the United States have its own official fossil, like a mascot? I don't. That's weird. Named Backtooth Charlie, it has since become the park's official mascot. Okay. Paleozoic era, Mesozoic, Cenozoic. Deer. Okay. Jaguar. Elderwood. More bears and stuff. Again, I'm kind of annoyed by the lack of a zoom feature. There are a lot of details I would like to zoom on, but I kind of can't. Coffee, which I still haven't discovered a use for. I'm just picking it up because it's there. Grizzly bear, okay.
Easy there, boy. I'm almost done.
Hey, Rusty, right? You rent cabins.
Oh, Mr. Wake. I'd shake your hand, but mine are kind of full here. Actually, I'm sorry about this. Would you mind grabbing the registration form from the desk? It's just across from Bucktooth Charlie.
Okay, sure. What happened?
Crazy poachers. Max here got his foot caught in a trap. They're illegal to use here. Hell, you're not supposed to hunt within the park at all. But that doesn't stop some lowlifes. Well, at least Max is gonna be okay. He got lucky.
Oh, poor
Max is
dog.
still groggy from the shot I gave him, and I'd rather not leave him alone just yet. The form's on the desk across from the mammoth skeleton.
But I guess he's right.
Okay, boy. We're almost done here.
The dog is lucky. Like, look at this trap. I am pretty sure it could have very easily taken off his paw. Like, if he stepped into it, you know, the wrong way, or I guess the right way, from the poacher's point of view, it could have easily, like, pretty much crushed his paw entirely. And he seems pretty okay for having survived something.
There. He's going to be fine.
Something like that. That reminds me, though, I always get very, like, angry, but also very creeped out by those kinds of incidents. I don't know, you know, how prevalent is it in other countries, but in Poland it happens regularly enough in big cities where some crazy people leave like treats, like pieces of sausage or something with nails or with like sharp pieces of metal inside, so that like stray dogs or dogs that are running, without a leash or something, they eat those treats and then they hurt themselves because of the metal. So that's like disgusting to me. Like, I really can't understand what kind of a sick bastard you have to be to do something like that, to devote your time to basically preparing preparing traps for animals, like and for no immediate, like, well, not only for no immediate gain, but for no gain to you whatsoever, because it's not like they are doing that to actually hunt the animals, to eat them or something. They are just doing that out of spite, because they want the dogs to suffer, which is like sick and twisted and wrong. I love dogs. I guess pretty much everyone loves dogs, right?
Seriously, Al, you can't just go and meet a kidnapper. Those situations always end up in disaster. You gotta talk to the cops.
She's my wife, and it's my call. Can we talk about this later?
No. This whole thing, listen, you hit your head. I mean, geez, Al, come on. You gotta understand how crazy all this sounds. If you're trying to pull a joke on me, freak me out, it's working. Ha ha, let's have a laugh on Barry. Well, you had me going there real funny, Al. You can quit it now.
Although I guess you might not love dogs if you're like allergic to them or something, but then you're kind of excused. I understand that's a big problem for some people. Luckily not for me. Okay, let's grab the form from somewhere near the mammoth. I guess the opposite on the desk, right? Yeah, sign the form. I don't think any of the doors have opened. Okay, let's get back to the guy.
I think this is the form you wanted.
And here are the keys. Okay, you're all set, Mr. Wake. Glad to have you staying here.
Thanks. Can you tell me how to get to Lover's Peak?
Oh, sure. It's at the end of the nature trail. Just follow the paths, you'll get to it eventually. It's an easy walk. Nice spot, too. If you have any trouble finding it, just keep your eyes on the radio mast. It's right below that. Oh, and hey, if you take a walk in the woods, watch your steps so you don't end up like Max. I guess I'm a little worried. We got a bunch of campers out there we haven't heard from. It's not like these people are on a schedule, but with the traps, well, you know. I just don't want any trouble.
Right, thanks.
Okay, so I guess this is the Lover's Peak? To be honest, it does seem kind of high. Like, it is an actual peak. It's not like a hill, it's an actual mountain. Okay, nothing to add from this guy, I guess.
Look, Al, you're asking me to believe that you shot a dude who went poof into thin air, a guy who was bulletproof until you pointed a flashlight at him. You hear that from people who end up spending time in padded rooms, strapped to their beds, wearing white shirts with too long tangled up sleeves, and eating a healthy diet of pills. Al, you make cruel jokes about people who believe that kind of stuff. You're the skeptic. You gave me an hour-long lecture on homeopathy last month. What was it? If there's no proof, it's pure bullshit. Period.
Guess the laugh's on me then.
Al, come on! I mean, okay, maybe something weird happened to you, okay?
Well, thanks for the heartfelt vote of confidence.
All I'm saying is you gotta throw me a bone here, bestseller. What would you think if it was me? There's no way you should be going out at midnight with a gun.
No one asked you to come here, Barry. Either work with me on this or go straight back to New York. Your choice.
Actually, that's a good question. Do I still have a gun? And if I do, how come the police didn't find it? Like, when I stepped out of the station, I still had it on me? So, how come they didn't find it, and how come they didn't question me on it? Like, I guess this is America, you know? The land of the free or whatever. Everyone probably has a gun.
That's just crazy talk, Al. Al? Al? We should go to the sheriff or call the FBI.
Damn it, Barry, they'll kill her! This is not a goddamn debate, Barry. I'm going to Lover's Peak. He said to come alone.
Okay then. I understand. You're my best friend, and I'm worried that you're not right in the head. Tell me what to do to help, and I'll do it.
You stay here, and if I'm not back by morning, call the cavalry.
Just be careful with the natives, Al. These yokels are dangerous. Everybody hates a tourist, or it'll be Deliverance all over again.
Bless you.
Oh, this place is trying to kill me. I'll bet there's mold in here, spores, poison ivy, God knows what. This is so not worth a 15% commission. You want to know where you can shove that flashlight?
Lock the door when I leave.
Yeah, you go ahead and do what you have to do. I'll be fine. Alone, but fine. In a cabin straight from a horror movie.
Okay, so I guess I don't have a gun with me anymore. And apparently I've also lost most of my batteries, which is kind of annoying. Like, I had 20 of them, and now I have 7. But regardless, this episode has been long enough, so I'm going to pause it here. That's all for this one, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!